This happened back in 2012 to 2013, I think, when I was about 13 years old. I've never talked about it with anyone except for my dad, who was there with me. Years later, I get goosebumps thinking about it, and I'm curious if anyone else has experienced something similar. After visiting a friend's house all day, my dad came by to pick me up. It was in the evening and had just gotten dark. My mom was waiting for us to get home so we could all eat dinner. After picking me up, my dad had to drive about 15 minutes on a long, winding dark road surrounded by nothing but forest. To give some context, we lived on a nearby military base at the time, and this road was attached to the back entrance of the base, which wasn't used very much. However, my dad liked using this entrance because it was closer to our house, and it would have taken us a lot longer to get home if we drove all the way to the main entrance on the other side of the base. My dad picked me up from my friends, and we start driving home. I'm in the passenger seat. We're talking about random things: school, my sister, what mom might have made for dinner. We're driving up the long road, and it is very, very dark. There aren't any other cars on the road. All you can see when you look out the window are the trees and lots of shadows. My dad and I had been talking to each other, but after a couple of minutes it seemed as if our conversation slowly faded out. I remember sitting there in my seat and feeling cold all of a sudden, which was strange because the heat was on in the car. Gradually, I started to feel a weird sensation on the back of my head, as if I was being watched. I stayed still and silent, keeping my eyes on the road in front of me. I saw my dad out of the corner of my eye doing the same. I figured he was probably just focused on the road and not thinking about anything in particular. The car we were driving in was a minivan with 2 rows of seats behind us. For some weird reason, I began to feel a very strong impulse to not look behind me, and like something was in the very back row of the car. And if I didn't say anything or acknowledge it, there wouldn't be a problem. I think 2 minutes went by, felt like longer, until I saw we were approaching the back gate of the military base with all of its bright lights. We checked in at the gate and drove to our house. We pulled into the driveway, and while the weird feeling of something in the back seat had gone away, what I thought was strange was that neither my dad or I made a move to get out of the car once he parked and turned the car off. We also still hadn't talked in a couple of minutes. Okay, I thought, maybe he's just being slow getting out. But he didn't budge after a couple seconds. I turned and looked at him, wondering what was up. And interestingly, he was already looking at me with a funny expression on his face. "What?" I asked him. He shook his head and kind of gestured towards the back of the van before saying, when we were driving, "Did you feel something weird? Like someone was in the back of the car?" I got instant goosebumps and said yes. I told him I had felt it and didn't want to say anything about it while it was happening. I remember he laughed kind of nervously and said he hadn't wanted to say anything either or even look at the rear view mirror. He said he kept his eyes on the road and didn't look back. I don't know how to explain it, what it was, or why we both felt the same thing at the same time, but that will definitely stick with me forever.